Diptiben is going to join us right now. We're going to talk about living in the heart, mind, soul connection. We're going to talk about balance, the choices we have, and Diptiben is just one of those extraordinary people. I always just say she's just like liquid. I can drink her. So we are so really honored to have her coming in right now and sharing with us. And I must just apologize. I couldn't see her or Rita in the audience, so I wasn't calling them in because I couldn't see them. But anyway, she'll come through any minute right now. And as I said, she's going to be talking about the balance. And she's coming in from a Libran sun sign. I'm not sure exactly what her rising sign is, but that doesn't matter either. And she will definitely be talking about surrendering the ego. And what I think is very nice is just to hear different people's interpretation, because it becomes a catalyst. And so certain people will be activated by one person's interpretation, and other people will be activated by another person's activation. Adipti, I'm just saying, and welcome, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you with me, and I always find that you know, I'm not anywhere near your league, but I gain so much from you, and I've learned from you that you kind of gain from me, and between the two of us, we join forces very harmoniously to you know, share the knowledge. So Dipti, I know we're going to be talking about living in the heart, the importance of the soul in the next few minutes. And you know, we posted about discernment, and I think this is a very important part as well, to have, you know, a clear channel for this because of the deceptiveness that's out there, and call it the false light, if you like. So I would love that, and then ending off with, you know, what you've prepared on balance and the choices that we have. So it's over to you, Dipti. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. And thank you to Errol for sharing so deeply. And I really listened carefully for the last short while. And I think that I really believe that at this time we have a very deep moment to see whether I am connected to the obvious or I'm making time for the powerful. And around me, there's many things that are obvious, but there are very deep, powerful moments that are truly present for me right now. And it's about the choice of being caught up in the obvious or tuning into the powerful. And I do believe that the times that we are in now is about powerful manifestation of the real light of the soul. And as long as I'm aware that this is my journey of really manifesting the true being that I am in that way, then I will live this life very, very purposefully right now. I was talking to somebody today and I just realized how fear-driven they were. And there's so much that can deepen that fear in the kind of conversations that we hear today. And I believe that when the more and more we step into fear, one of the greatest thing it does is it compromises who we are. And we also know that it also compromises our immunity. And yet the total awareness of knowing that in any case, when I go deeper inside myself, I realize there's an amazing capacity inside each one of us. We understand the soul is energy. So energy can never be destroyed. And this energy can either be in its highest form or it can be in its lowest form. When I use this energy and activate it with pure awareness, and I connect it to the goodness of God and to the all-powerful energies available, then this energy of either soul becomes bright and powerful and activated and can do so many incredibly powerful things. But if the same energy gets caught up in fear, gets caught up in worry, gets caught up in the mortality of things, then this energy gets very, very compromised. And I think more now than ever before, it is so important to take care of our mind and really to be able to nourish the mind with truth. Because in the world of falsehood and in the world of dualities and in the world that is so driven, as Errol was saying, by the ego, that all these energies and the capacity of who I am as a soul gets totally compromised. And if I'm not careful, it can take over, totally take over. And so on the one side where we see the chaos, and when we see this chaos in this level, how we can turn it around in our favor. I had a personal experience of having close members of my family being COVID positive. And one of the things that we immediately took charge of was the mind. As much as we did everything physically, but we created a very powerful high frequency environment for 10 days solid, really focusing on the soul power rather than of the body, really activating the original qualities of the soul, which is peace and love and purity and joy and spiritual power with its whole families. And really activating these energies at a very, very powerful level and seeing how that frequency got raised. And so today, when we see the world in such crisis, and if we're not careful, we can very easily give into that frequency. And it is very, very compromising, as I said earlier on. And if you're not aware of it, it can swallow you up fully. And so really this is the time. I feel that it requires 4 stages in our life. The first stage that we need in our life right now is heightened awareness. We've learned a lot and we've got exposed to many aspects, knowing that we are much more bigger than the physical, that we are much more bigger than the obvious things that we see in life. So becoming aware of my true identity, becoming aware that I am a soul who has this body. This body of mine is my temple, but I am a soul. I am the living being. When the soul is not in this body is a corpse. So who am I truly? I am a being of pure, radiant energy. I'm a being of consciousness. And this awareness of who I truly am has to be deeply heightened. I have to operate in this world soulfully and become very much aware that this is the energy that's the life force. Once I become aware of this energy of who I am, and I hold this consciousness, the second step is daily practice. Because what happens in our life is we become aware of certain things. But if we don't use it, we don't practice it at a daily level, we don't strengthen our awareness. You can start off in the morning by holding a powerful awareness and it feels great. But then as the day goes by, you hear the first bit of news, or you get a WhatsApp message, or you're in the car and you hear something else. Before 10 o'clock, this powerful awareness that you had created in the morning is already dissolved because the day has taken it over. And so, firstly, activating your day with powerful awareness, but then during the day to practice holding this powerful awareness. So for myself, for example, early in the morning, I meditate and I use my time very powerfully to nurture my state of consciousness. Then during the day, on the hour, I just take 1 minute, even if it's less than a minute, but I keep activating and reviving that consciousness I've created. For example, just the feeling of I'm a peaceful being. Around me, there's heightened energy, and around me, whatever happens will be served with my purity and my love. And it's like really activating this consciousness. And on the hour, which I personally call traffic control, where I control the traffic of my mind, and really deepen that practice during the day. And then what happens is when you keep doing that, you create what we call a stage of soul consciousness. Now, when you practice something for a period of time, at the time of need, it will help you. And that is where we say that you are able to respond to life through a heightened stage. But if I haven't created awareness, and if I haven't practiced, I can't create a good stage. And this is very, very important to understand. And according to my stage is either I respond or I react. Very often in people's life, because their state of awareness has been low, and because they don't practice this during the day, what happens when things happen, it takes over you totally. So as we're reaching such powerful moments in our journey right now, one of the aspects that is of absolute importance now is to heighten this light of either soul. I am a being of light with an amazing capacity. Let me not be ordinary when who I am. It's not from a space of ego. It's from a space of knowing who I truly am. It's in body consciousness or the ego consciousness that we've become so limited in our identity. And there's a saying that we've been created in God's image. So who is that energy and who am I? And when I understand that God is ever peaceful and that my very DNA is made of peace because I am created from that highest consciousness, that source is a source of love, and my energy is one of love. That is a source of purity, and my source is that of purity. And really, I find that when we can deepen purity at this time, purity of body, mind, surrounding, it's like we cleanse an energy that doesn't give room for negativity to breed. And it's like the same way as we detox the body as an important method so that other things don't accumulate and we are able to stay in a physical state that is strong. Similarly, we have to really detox the mind. And personally, I've encouraged many of the people I journey with that this last week, really to do a deep clean out. Just do a 365 around you Look at your physical, look at your emotional, look at your spiritual, and ask yourself what has to go, and let it go. Don't hold on to it. And I still say we've got more than 24 hours before midnight tomorrow. Just do a 365 around you. Look around and say, what is it that I have to release? Because it's like this light is about to fly. It's about to ascend. But all the things we've held on to are like rocks holding this balloon or this bubble that's needing to fly. And those are the things that are holding us back. So our anger, our ego, our attachments, our jealousy, our insecurities are all like stones and rocks that are actually pulling us down. What I am as a soul is whole. I don't need much. We've created such limited identities, and in those limited identities, we've wanted to feed those identities. So we've given at many powerful levels to hold that identity. And we've outgrown it. I can't stay there because it's not serving me. It will only cause me more pain and sorrow. When I rise above that limited consciousness into who I am really in that manner, I open my heart and I open my being to what is waiting there to be expressed. The soul wants to express itself now in its highest frequency. This is moving into the Aquarian age. The soul, which has such a powerful capacity, is saying, I want to now express who I am. And so the more and more I deepen that space within my being, and at a very powerful level, I just keep deepening that feeling of peace and purity and love and really my connection with God. However you connect to that source, doesn't matter, but connect. It's the only frequency that can heighten your frequency. You know? And so if I am connected to a supreme frequency, my frequency will be heightened. So to take that time to become silent, natural silence, soulful silence, to take that time to really connect, and tomorrow just take time and take your journal and write in your journal and bring closure to 2020. One of the things I've told many of the people I've been journeying with is really write the lessons you've learned from 2020 and create a space of peace with 2020. Don't go out of 2020 with exhaustion. What you go out is with what you come entry in with. You know, it's like whatever you've stored in your SIM card. If you're putting it in the next SIM, next phone, it's the same thing that you've had in the other phone. There's not going to be a miracle and you're going to have totally new data on the other phone. So similarly, how I'm ending 2020 is very, very critical. If I'm ending it with exhaustion, if I'm ending it with frustration, if I'm ending it with a feeling of it was just too much, if I'm fighting with 2020, those are the energies that's going to carry over. And so really to take tomorrow as a time to go inside and say, what gifts did 2020 offer me? Because in the midst of the storm, there was a beautiful dawn that was broken. In the midst of many chaos moments, there are precious gifts that have come alive. And really to have the courage to look into your 2020 and ask yourself, what were the gifts of 2020? They are there. Even if you've lost people, even if things in your life have been difficult, behind all of that, there was something that has happened profoundly. So to have the courage to look behind the obvious to the powerful, and then really tomorrow to make real peace with this 2020 here. And when I make peace with that, then it's like the soul becomes settled, and then the soul can work with its heightened energy and make entry into 2021. Very many times people say 2021 needs to be different, but it can't be different if I go into it with my old paradigm of thinking. It can't. The paradigm that I hold is the paradigm that will manifest. So if I hold a paradigm that is old, frustrated, negative, it can't bring a new paradigm shift. It just can't. And so it's not that I have to go find peace somewhere, to go find love somewhere. Become still and open your heart. See what lies within there. Beyond all the noise and all the bruised moments of your life, there's a part of you that's so peaceful. There's a part of you that is so full of love. There's a part of you that is joyful. Don't forget that you are a joyful being. There's a part of you that's so pure and harmless and yet incredibly powerful. We are that. It's not that we have to become that, we are that. But it's like this diamond has been covered by many layers of things that are not true. So wash that diamond, continue to wash that diamond till you can see this flawless diamond beginning to shine again. And this is what's the need of the present time. This is the real need that we have of this present time now. And when I'm able to heighten that need and fill that need very, very powerfully with the powerful state of experience, then powerful things can begin to happen. Yeah. This is really the time to be soul conscious, because this is who I am. Isn't it, Jane? I can't hear you, Jane. Sorry.
150%. Absolutely. In fact, one of the biggest gifts one could give themselves is exactly to do this in the next 24 hours. You owe it to yourself. It is the biggest gift you can do. The energies are here. I love the way you're expressing all of this, and I've been doing this myself. You talk about traffic control in the brain. I've been constantly emptying my mind and being in a space where there's virtually nothingness in there. And this is not the mind. This is the more the brain. You know what I mean? Emptying out the trivialities of life, and what just amounts to making us in this exhausted space. I love what you said as well about not leaving this year in an exhausted space. I mean, wow. We want to move into 2021 with rejuvenation. And it's all what we make of it. Literally, it's our mindset. Is that glass half full or half empty? I don't say it as eloquently as you do. But if we can do this clean out, maybe even a fast for the next 24 hours, and be conscious of your physical, your mental, your emotional, and your spiritual. And Dipti, I think the thing is to not be afraid to ask. Ask for clarity, ask for cleanliness, ask for the toxins to go alchemically. You don't even have to have anyone there or a device or anything. We are joy, we are supreme, we have the power, and we connect with the primary creator, and we ask. We ask for the most benevolent timeline for ourselves, for our families, for our clients, our acquaintances, and humanity. We can ask for the most benevolent ascension, the most
Yes.
benevolent shift into the new energy. And again, for ourselves, our families, our acquaintances, and our countries, and humanity. And like I was saying right in the beginning, set the course. That's what I liked also about what you were saying. Don't be passive about this. It's an
Yes.
active space that we need to enact.
Yes.
And
And we need to be positioned, you need to be positioned in your mind in the right place. Like we were saying, we need to serve, but we can only serve. It's like a prism. If it's positioned in the right place, it can absorb the light and it will just shine it. But it has to be put in the right place. And so we want to serve, but if we want to serve, we need to be in the right place. We need to be positioned in our mind and in our state of consciousness at the right place. And for me, to be frank, the early morning hours is where a lot of things happen. A lot.
yes, yes,
So
tell us.
don't wait for don't wait to say, okay, during the day I will catch up on it. In the East, they talk about the naming of that is called Brahm Murat. And it's a time of pure creation, the early morning hours, the time where the frequency is at its highest. And so, in many different spiritual paths, you'll see yogis and spiritual monks or different people at about 4 o'clock in the morning. They are using that time in a very, very powerful way. And I just found for myself this year, getting up very early and really using that time. It's been part of my dedicated effort for 2020 to be able to get up early. And it's a time to recharge your battery. It's like connect that time to the powerhouse. It's like in order to connect to, if you want current to flow, you have to take off, if you have two cords, and if you want the current to flow between those two cords, you have to take off the rubber so that the two live wires can be joined and then the current flows. At least we've learned that much in our electrical work. But similarly as well, I have to take off the rubber of ego, of body consciousness as such. I have to expose myself as a being of energy and connect this energy with God's purest energy. It's like these two have to stay connected for that current to flow. And so if there's anybody who really wants powerful shifts to happen, and this is not a have to, but what I share from what has helped me a lot, is that the early morning hours is that special secretive time. What you can achieve in that early morning, there's no vibration in the day that equals that. Nothing. And so to take that power early in the morning and really activate that awareness early in the morning. And I find one of the things I do every morning as well is in that silence when I connect to myself and connect to God and really just create the stage of alignment in our energies between God and just really activate the soulful state within my being. It's like naturally in that state, you feel the vibration of the world. And it's like you can vibrate this vibration onto the world. It's like you create a blanket of love. You create a purified energy where you're not just serving the soul, but you're serving matter and you're serving the elements. And if we want this holistic 2021 to come, we have to realize that not only are human beings at this time stressed out and frustrated, so is the elements. And we also have to give the elements a lot of love. We have to give the elements a lot of respect. Because if we don't do it, these elements are going to be quite reactive. As Errol was saying as well, there will see many physical changes going to take place next year. But one of the methods in which we can protect ourselves and create a harmonious flow, a good flow, is to serve matter and serve the elements with a deep, deep level of love and respect. Take time to give peace to the air. Take time to give peace to the water. Take time to give peace to all these elements that are serving us at this time. And this is also very, very necessary. And like, even our body is made up of those 5 elements. So as you're saying, Jane, about really doing the detoxing to be able to cleanse that body and giving it that respect so that it can carry me, because it's a temple in which I, the soul, am housed. So this whole journey is a very close journey on variety of levels. And I just have to be mindful of it at a very, very deep level. And the potential, what is available to me now, is great. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I was asked.
No, I think
I was.
it's a time now to take courage.
Yeah.
And create your freedom. And if you're sitting in fear, you're trapped. And what I love also about you, when you start, is to say this takes practice. Even me, I'm finding I'm practicing. Yeah. I'm practicing to be in that space. I'm practicing to clear my mind. I'm practicing to disseminate love and joy, and I'm practicing to be there. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter. And then, of course, the more we practice, the more we become perfect, and the more we balance ourselves.
Because sometimes people say it's a nice thought. Wow, that's lovely. But that's fine. But if you don't exercise it, like anything, if you don't exercise it enough, it doesn't have strength. So intention is one thing, but to put the intention into practice is another thing. That's where there's strength and power. And so very often people listen to lovely talks like these and they say, great, that was really nice. It was good for me. But I always say to people, after you've heard a talk, take your pen and paper and say, okay, what realizations did I have? And what's my plan out of my realization?
Thank you.
If you don't make a plan, if you don't make a plan of your realizations are not good enough to take you across. And this is something we have to think about and hold very, very caringly for the self. Because many people say, wow, that was really great. That was lovely. So that's good. But now what are you going to do with it? And so to create a plan, I find when I hear something, to really create the practices so that I strengthen that. Yeah.
Yes. And Dipti, also to share that you need to believe in your plan.
Yes.
Because again, a plan written down that looks all pretty, but you've actually got to believe it and break it down into even smaller bite-sized pieces and say, today I'm going to achieve this, and visualize it and believe it and do it. And that's what happens in those early hours of the morning as well, where we can activate that whole manifestation. And be
careful of doubt. Be careful of doubt.
Yes.
Oh, doubt is such a powerful germ. You have to be very careful of this doubt. It's a germ if you don't or a virus, or
It's a
God
virus,
knows.
exactly. Call it what you like, but it absolutely
Yeah.
it is one of the viruses. There's a couple of viruses, but we're talking figuratively.
Yeah. And so be careful of doubt, because it's like, just like when your light is about to shine, this little doubt can say, well, maybe not now, or maybe whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like it breaks that moment of breakthrough. So we have to have courage. We
Mm.
have to have absolute faith,
Mm.
and we have to move forward. You know, don't just rev. It's like a flight is not meant to be on the tarmac. And sometimes the flight is like about to take off, about to take off. It's not meant to be on the tarmac. It's meant to fly.
Mm.
So if I'm revving on the tarmac, I'm not fulfilling my purpose. I need to be in the air. If I'm that flight, I'm meant to be in the air. I'm not meant to be revving down that tarmac the whole day. So faith gives you that courage to fly and not just rev. Because many people talk about many things and they say, this is great, this is what we must do, this is what, but you're just revving, take off. And,
Correct.
really say to yourself, I may have been revving about certain things in 2020. That's wonderful. But now take off. Take off. Because you are meant to be in the air. You are not meant to be on the ground.
Mm. Absolutely, most definitely. And now more than ever before, have we been in a situation where we can think something and it can manifest as quickly as a
Yeah.
heartbeat. And
Because
so
the
we really,
universe and good energies surround us right now.
yeah, absolutely. And as Errol was saying, never before we've been in this position. And Dipti, you're echoing and you're reinforcing it. And it's believe in self, faith in self, and set that plan and yes, take off. And you know what? If it's not, if you're thinking to yourself, well, it's not good enough, and I need to dot the I's and cross the T's, forget about that. Set
No.
that plan and go and do it, because you can always tailor make it as you're moving, but you're moving.
Yes.
I don't seriously, I don't want to be left personally behind. I just don't think that would be serving myself
No.
and serving this wonderful opportunity that I have. And it would be almost, leaving that gift unopened and
Sure.
coming back another time, another space. It could be 2,000 years time again, and only then unwrapping this present. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I mean, I absolutely love all of this. And I think, between, you and Errol and myself, it's a time for, whilst the chaos is happening, it's a time to be incredibly upbeat, and we need to, because, we are the pioneers. And, what I like about what you share, it's always very, very practical. And so I don't know what everybody's views are about a big 24-hour cleanse, giving it our last final push through and clearing that brain, clearing the traffic, clearing the physical, opening the gut, get it completely clean, drinking lots of water, hydrating, breathing beautifully, and being aware of those little funny things, the self-doubt, the fears and stuff that come in, and just literally dispersing them straight away. You can disperse it immediately, alchemically. You shift it into courage and faith and vision.
This 24-hour cleanse will be a wonderful idea. Because I'm doing it on many levels, and I think it'll be great if we can do it on all 3 levels. Yeah.
So practically, and I was going to get to this, and thanks for initiating it, is number one, sunshine. It's free and it's out there. Okay, so let's make that, if you're making notes, I would suggest definitely let's get excited by the photons. Let's get the DNA activated by the photons as well. Or can I just go one step back rather, really? We're talking about the 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay, when the earth wakes up, when the birds are clearing the air and etc. Then we do all our manifestations. We one of them would be to get in the sunshine, right, Dipti?
Yes, yes, yes.
Another one would be then to go somewhere in nature, because it does help clear, and invite the elementals in, all the beings that are of the right frequencies, and meet with them. Listen, speak, hear, feel, because they enter us. They will activate us. I've done the talk on nature spirits already. And get your bare feet on the ground. If it's wet, even better, because then fill yourself with earth energy, which is in negative electrons. Get outside at dawn and do the sun gazing, and allow that powerful energy to come through the eyes, through the pineal, and then activate the body. Make your water as pure as possible. You can take 2 tumblers and you can pour with a vortex from the one into the other. You can literally pour for, 3 to 5 minutes with your power of your intention. You can activate that water and make it healing water, miracle water. That's very important. And then the breath. So we're wanting to do the diaphragm breathing, where we breathe deeply in and fill the entire space. And then we can breathe long and out, letting all that carbon dioxide out, letting the whole of 2020 out, and alkalinizing the body while we're doing that. And repeat that and repeat that. If you know about alternative nostril breathing, the Wim Hof breathings and things like that, even better. I think eat lightly. You can use sound, all right? You can use those singing bowls. You can use your favorite music. You can use your guitar if you have one. I'm right now, you can probably hear it, but I have the crickets and the night insects singing outside. I have bells outside every night, and they sing all night, and then the birds start at 4. Actually, Lee, my rooster starts at 3, just by the way. And roosters and chickens have their feet on the ground all day. So they are in the circadian rhythm all day, okay, just by the way. And then the birds start singing at 4, and they clear the air all the time. So just get in touch with that rhythm and get in touch with that, the energy that's clarifying and clearing everything for you. And as Dipti says, get a journal, start writing things down, start manifesting that plan. And as we launch into 2021, we know what we're doing. We know about our purpose. Okay, so if you're battling about your purpose, what do? We work out our passion. What are we passionate about? Is it teaching young children? Is it sewing beautiful garments? Is it growing beautiful vegetables? Is it helping others? Is it educating? And a lot of this, by the way, is going to come out of your natal chart when you look at your rising star. Okay, that is where your vocation and your purpose sit. Okay, so that's just a clue. And you probably find you're in it, you're sitting in it, and you're doing it, but to sharpen and heighten your awareness and your acuteness, it's a very good place to start as well in any event. And the purpose can change and shift too, but right now we need to work with a purpose that's here. And as our DNA unfolds, all right, and we live our purpose, that is where we accelerate the vortex and the spin and the golden mean within us, and we get that scalar wave spinning at a much higher vibration and a much higher frequency. The use of foods like spirulina, a blue-green algae, which has got a very high frequency. It's very clean. When you consume spirulina, you're left with a higher energy than before you started, because it's in the quantum space and it's got a tight electron spin and it feeds you. It's got life force. Almost gold has life force. Dipti can speak to you about that. It crosses the blood-brain barrier, it brings in the clarity. The gold clears. Bringing in the right microbes, the right the probiotics. They bring in our intelligence. They imprint on our DNA. I'm convinced that our intelligence is as a result of the bacterial flora in the gut. It has to be, because the gut and the brain are linked. The Chinese talk about our gut actually as the first brain. So bring that kind of food in. Bring in things like flaxseed oil, cold pressed. It's got also the fastest electron spin, the highest amount of life force, provided it's cold pressed. And you know, adaptogenic herbs really help. They work with us. So I'm talking about the ashwagandhas, the ginsengs, the shatavaris, etc. Those kind of schizandra berries, medicinal mushrooms. They all work with us, and it's far more intelligent than us. That we can never ever second guess nature and our bodies. So we can look at bringing those kind. And you will all have turmeric. You will all have spices. You will all have probably access to you know, the gingers of the world, and the cleansing, the lemons, and all of those specific products too. You probably got kelp in your cupboard, so get the kelp out. It's you know, it's grown in the sea. It's mineral dense. Get the Himalayan salt out. All of these things are awesome. You could even go and put your crystals out overnight and get them cleansed and revitalized. With the new forces. That's also a great idea. I've learned about the crystals and precious stones with the quantum device. I've learned the energies, Dipti. You can actually measure it. And I'll just share how. And that is that there's a little girl used to come for a quantum assessment. And I had these precious stones out from my children when they were small. And I would always do her assessment, and because it's in 45 minutes or an hour, she would, you know, her mind, she would want to do things and everything, and I would give her certain things to play with and so on. One day she picked up this tray of precious stones. Now, literally from malachite to jade to tiger's eye to all of them. And she was holding and playing with this tray before I did the assessment. And when I did the assessment, she should have about a 15,000, 7,000 to 15,000 body resonance. It was 220,000. And I looked at this and I thought, oh my gosh, am I seeing correctly? What is happening? And I looked and I saw, and the universe was showing me the power of the electron spin in the crystals, in the precious stones. Okay, they are electron dense things. They are living. All right, so that showed me. So we can use that, you know, at our disposal as well, and use as much structured water as possible. You can take a plastic bag and put it around a huge branch of leaves, and in 24 hours you will have structured water in that plastic, lying in the bottom of it. You will have structured water, just to tell you. So these are the things, and when you're doing your manifestations at 4 in the morning, a suggestion would be to request from the primary creator, whoever that is to you, is for the most benevolent timeline, like I said earlier, your most benevolent ascensions, and also request to detox. Request that anything, just call it darkness if you like, from the beginning of time until now, and in fact going into the future, north, south, east, and west of you, name your kilometer distance, dissipates, leaves, is gone. You can do it right now. I mean, I know there's people talking right now that with this high energy field, karma is actually dissipating for us anyway. You can manifest it. You can create it right now. It can disintegrate in front of you, but ask. Request it. I've been doing this for about 2 months now. It makes you into a much lighter being. It's alchemy. It's inner alchemy, the same way as Ormus and Spirulina are working within us. It's inner alchemy to do this, and you breathe in and you breathe it all out. So I really request that. You can request that artificial intelligence, which is another virus. Request that you purify your diamond insofar as your own operating system, that your plasma field, your biofield returns to you, that you are, and here's the punchline, everybody, the best version of your authentic, original, organic, true self, that you have your organic DNA blueprint, that you've released and let go of anything that doesn't deserve or is part of you moving forward. Known, unknown, conscious, unconscious, this lifetime, past lifetimes. It's amazing the dynamic that happens when we request. We request with gratitude. So for me, I always start with gratitude because that's where the contentment, the patience, the gratitude. That's the space. And Dipti, we've talked about this before. If we're starting off with greed and desire, we are literally on the wrong track. So we better, retrace our steps. We have been given abundance. Recognize it, thank, and then we request for these changes. And, that's what I wanted to share with you the most with this turning point right now, is to work with this energetic energy. Dipti, won't you just probably clear the rough edges in terms of what I've spoken about, because I know this is more your space, if you wouldn't mind.
Thanks, Jane. I think, I always appreciate how we can work together like this, because I feel that we are complete beings of soul and body, and you kind of put in those moments together so that it all becomes one whole aspect. So that's beautiful. I was thinking what would be nice is I'm going to take you through a few minutes of like a firm state of like a meditation.
Thank you.
Yeah, for a short while, so that
Let's do that.
We can do this for ourselves before we enter into the next here. So just allow your body to sit comfortably for a while. Ensure that your back is upright, but just relax. Just relax your whole body from the tip of your head through your whole body, through all your muscles, your stomach, down through your legs to the very tip of your toes. Just let your whole body become totally relaxed. And take this time to go within. Center yourself towards the seat of the soul in the center of the forehead. Visualize yourself to be a being of pure radiant energy, a being of light. Just continue to visualize the space of light. I am a being of pure radiant energy. I am a being of light. Deep inside of me, there lies a reservoir of total peace. I tap the peace within my being. I activate the original capacity of who I truly am. Being totally aware of my original state of being and being positioned in this powerful state of consciousness. I now look forward to the next 24 hours, which can be most powerfully used. I will aim tomorrow morning, or actually tonight, to go to sleep with a pure intention that tomorrow morning I aim to awaken to a space of heightened consciousness. So tomorrow morning, have the aim to wake up powerfully long before sunrise, to allow the most powerful energies to flow. Within the self there is the amazing ability to be able to manifest the most highest energies. So in the early morning hours, sit silently with yourself and together with your Creator in a stage of true self-respect as the child of the ever-benevolent One. Draw within yourself all the energies, all the qualities and power that you wish to absorb. And as you then step into the day, tomorrow take time to journal and journal all the energies in your life that you wish to shift to welcome 2021. Do a 360 around in your physical, emotional, and spiritual space. And with honesty and faithfulness of the heart, write down all the things that you would love to release and present that to the Creator as well. For with love and courage, you will have the power to change them. Tomorrow, take the day to operate with subtlety, keeping your food light, keeping the mind clear, going through a deep stage of purification, allowing the purifying energy to settle in, taking in the deep breaths and allowing nature to nurture you, drinking the pure essential foods and drinks that support my being, like the flaxseed oil and the almost gold, just recharging the battery in its most powerful way. And as the day grows to its closure, make absolute peace with 2020. Hold your hands full of gifts that 2020 has brought to you. And as we develop the momentum by midnight to welcome 2021, let your light be ignited to shine with courage and true beauty. And let your inner frequency stay so powerful that you welcome the wave of 2021 with love and grace. Thank you. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you, Dipti, and I know on behalf of everybody that was so, so profound. And those of you who came in a little bit late, I'm going to do this recording. It'll take about, just tell you, about 2 hours to do the record, just to do the download. And then, fast forward to this meditation if you want to get to it. Remember, it's at the end. So, Dipti, that was just amazing. And as usual, your angel wings are huge. The peace that you share and your vibration, it's just like you are like liquid almost. You just you vibrate at such a high level, and wow, it's been an honor to have you, and also the way you've just pulled everything together for us. It's just been incredible, and to everybody who's come in and graced this presentation by your energy and brought your vibration here too. I just want to thank you all too, because the collective consciousness is what brings such powerful frequencies and manifestations for us all. And wow, I think we're all set and ready for the next 24 hours, and we know what to do. And well, we're available. Dipti is also on our group, so if they're stuck in any way, reach
Yes,
out.
most welcome.
Yes, please reach out. And you know, let's make this the most powerful thing, the powerful period of almost our existence, to manifest on the level that you've put on a plate for us all.
Thank you to that divine source. I always believe that we are instruments for that source, and it's always lovely just to be an instrument of the divine.
Remember who we really are.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. I think with this, there's not much more to say except that our diamonds are shining, and let's individually and collectively really enjoy the next 24 hours. It's a bit more than 24 hours, but you're all on the group as far as I know. If there's anyone not on the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group, just tell me now. And share as much as you want to share. And yes,
I'm happy to engage. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Vanessa saying thank you, everybody. Great start, love and light and blessings, and everyone saying awesome and thank you. And you know, my thanks to you. All right, we're all in this together. What an auspicious time.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Good night.
See you on the morrow. Bye, Dipti. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Poran. Thanks, Paolo. I see everybody sitting there. I couldn't see you earlier. That's just amazing. Okay, love you all. I'm going to do the download and you will get it. Okay. Have a special time. Good. Glad that you joined us, Jackie.